All right, so today we're going deep on something pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Like
Desmos.
the Greek god?
Uh-huh. No, not the Greek god. We're
Yep.
talking the online graphing calculator.
Yeah.
But it's more than just a calculator. Our source today is from Open Educational Resources, open source physics at Singapore.
Mm.
And it's really interesting how they highlight Desmos as a powerful modeling tool.
Yeah, Desmos can be used for so much more than just plotting graphs. You can model, like, real-world phenomena.
Oh, wow.
Physics simulations to data
All in
analysis.
one tool.
All in one.
I was kind of struck by the fact that they recommend Desmos for like everyone from primary school to junior college,
Wow.
which speaks to its versatility. And this brings us to open educational resources, free to use, adapt, and share.
Right.
And the Singaporean site is just a goldmine of these resources.
Amazing to think about. A world where the best educational tools are available to everyone, regardless of background or location.
Yeah.
That's the power of open educational resources.
It's exciting to see Desmos at the forefront.
Definitely.
They specifically call out Desmos's ability for data analysis, especially in physics. But I'm thinking, how could someone use this in a more, like, everyday scenario?
Imagine you're trying to understand trends in your own business data.
Hmm.
You can use Desmos to visualize sales figures over time,
Okay.
identify like seasonal patterns,
Oh, interesting.
or even model the impact of a new marketing campaign.
Wow.
It's like having a really powerful analytical tool right at your fingertips.
I also saw that the source material mentions embedding Desmos models into web pages.
Yeah,
They even give you the code for it.
it's called an iframe. It's basically a little window that you can put on your website to show content from somewhere else,
Right.
like embedding a YouTube video.
Right.
But instead of video, you're embedding an interactive Desmos model.
So we've got this amazing tool that's free, versatile, and can even be embedded online. But I'm curious about how this all ties back to the bigger picture of open educational resources.
So Desmos is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. This Singaporean platform has a ton of other interactive resources,
Really?
covering everything from physics simulations to coding tutorials.
And they're all free.
Absolutely. They even have a simulation called the LOL Energy Stores and Transfers Diagram Master Template.
That's amazing. I wonder if using humor could make physics more approachable.
That's an interesting thought.
So we have this massive amount of resources available, but how do we make sure people can actually find what they need and not get lost?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's not enough to just make resources available.
Mhm.
We also need to think about how to curate them and organize them
Right.
and make them easily searchable.
So it's almost like we need a new kind of compass to guide us through this landscape of knowledge.
Exactly. And that compass needs to point us towards resources that are accurate and reliable,
Mm-hmm.
but also engaging and relevant to our needs and interests.
All right, so we've talked about Desmos as this amazing modeling tool, its connection to open educational resources, and even the challenges of navigating all this information. Before we go any further, I'd love to hear from you, the listener. What stood out to you so far? What questions are swirling around in your mind? Hold on to those thoughts, because we're about to dive even deeper into this fascinating world.
Welcome back to our deep dive. Before we paused, we were talking about some really important questions about how to navigate this sea of information.
Yeah, and it's funny, the source mentions popular tags for these resources, like Android OS, including handphones, tablets, pads, and Shopies.
Oh, those tags are interesting. They highlight how intertwined learning is becoming with the technology we use every day.
Yeah.
Imagine you're browsing Shopee
Okay.
and you see a Desmos activity embedded right there in a product listing.
Oh, wow.
It helps you visualize a product's features in a whole new way.
That's a really cool idea. It's like learning sneaks up on you. I'm still thinking about that. Spotify and Notebook LM podcast together used to generate audio content for free.
Yeah.
Are we going to be replaced by AI podcast hosts someday? Just kidding.
It's a thought-provoking question.
Mm.
AI can definitely streamline certain tasks,
Okay.
like transcribing interviews or generating music.
Right.
But could it replace the human element? I'm not so sure.
Okay, good. I'm not ready to hand over the mic just yet.
Mm.
But seriously, it makes you wonder how these tools will change things in the future.
Maybe we'll have AI co-hosts someday.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be the ones interviewing the AI expert.
Uh-huh. That's funny.
But for now, let's get back to that amazing list of resources. They have simulations for visualizing magnetic fields and exploring optics.
Oh.
It's like a virtual science lab.
Wow, that's really cool. It's amazing to think that someone on the other side of the world could be using the same resources as like someone in a top university.
Definitely.
It levels the playing field.
Yeah.
But it also makes me think about the role of the educator. How do teachers adapt to this abundance of information and help students navigate it effectively?
That's a really crucial question. Teachers are no longer the sole gatekeepers of knowledge. They become facilitators,
Mm.
guiding students and helping them develop critical thinking skills.
So it's a shift from being the sage on the stage to the guide on the side.
Exactly.
And it requires teachers to adapt to new technologies and approaches.
For sure.
It sounds like both learners and educators need a new set of skills to thrive.
Yeah.
What kind of skills are we talking about?
Well, digital literacy is essential. Knowing how to search effectively
Right.
and evaluate information critically.
So it's not just about knowing how to use technology,
Yeah.
but about using it responsibly.
Exactly. And then there are skills like self-directed learning, problem solving, and collaboration.
Those are important.
Yeah, they become even more crucial when you're navigating information independently.
It seems like open educational resources have the potential to transform not just what we learn, but how we learn. But with all this talk about access and technology, are we overlooking the importance of human connection in education?
Oh, that's an excellent point. Technology can facilitate learning and connect us in new ways,
Right.
but it can never fully replace the human element.
Yeah, I agree. There's something special about learning alongside others and sharing ideas.
For sure.
And there's no app that can replicate the feeling of having a teacher who truly believes in you.
Absolutely. Technology can enhance our learning experiences,
Yeah.
but it's the human connections that make them truly meaningful.
So as we continue our deep dive, let's keep this balance in mind.
Okay.
Open educational resources are incredible tools, but they're only as powerful as the people who use them.
And remember, learning is a journey, not a destination.
I like that.
It's about exploration, curiosity, and the joy of discovery.
Speaking of discovery, there's one more thing on this list that I can't shake from my mind. And it involves LOLs. We've talked about a lot of serious stuff. Open educational resources, new skills, and the importance of human connection. But there's one more item that just makes me smile. That LOL energy stores and transfers diagram master template. It just sounds so fun.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if maybe we need to lighten up a bit when it comes to education.
Who says learning can't be playful? If we can make energy transfer diagrams LOL worthy, imagine what we could do with other complex topics.
If you can make someone laugh while teaching them about physics, they're more likely to remember it.
Right.
And they might even start to see science as something exciting, rather than intimidating.
It's like sneaking in a little learning under the guise of entertainment.
It's definitely worth exploring. The best learning experiences are often the ones that surprise us and challenge us and even make us laugh.
So we started with Desmos, this graphing calculator and modeling tool, then to this vast world of open educational resources, and even landed on humor and science education.
What a journey.
It's been quite a ride.
It really has.
It seems like this is just the beginning.
Oh, definitely. Open educational resources are constantly evolving.
So for our listeners who want to jump into this world, where should they start?
Desmos is a great place to begin. It's free and user-friendly.
Okay.
Just go to desmos.com and start exploring.
Easy enough.
And we'll include a link to that Singaporean platform in the show notes.
Perfect.
It's got a ton of resources covering all sorts of subjects.
Don't forget to check out that LOL-worthy energy transfer diagram template. You might just discover that physics is funnier than you thought.
Aha, that's right.
Yeah.
But most importantly, approach these resources with a sense of curiosity and a willingness to experiment.
Right.
Try new things, ask questions, and connect with other learners.
Because learning is more than just acquiring information. It's about expanding your horizons and challenging your assumptions.
Exactly.
And discovering the joy of lifelong learning.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we'll leave you with this thought. What will you choose to learn today?
What sparks your curiosity?
What world will you explore?
The journey is yours to create. Embrace the possibilities and never stop exploring.